Okay, we are in the first day today of sunniness, and it is going to be, as far as the weather outlook is predicting, oh boy, it's going to be a peanut roasting hot few days, probably an easy bit few more. And by few more, I'm kind of betting, because it's mid-May, which means next month is June, and then July and August. I'm gonna put money on. I don't think it's gonna get down into like 70s or 60s during the day again this year. So I think, unless it's just like one day freak event kind of thing where we have snow. If that happens, I'll be like, that's messed up. But I'm joking about that, basically. I doubt that'll happen. So, yeah. Oof. So far, inside, the temperature has not gotten like hot. But, if it's gonna get like hot, it's gonna take until like 5, 6 o'clock. And then it's gonna be hot inside, and it's gonna stay that way until like midnight or 2 a.m. Because it's like, it takes like hours to get freaking 88 degrees in here, and then it's like a brick oven, and the place isn't even made out of brick as far as I can tell. And then it's just like, oh, so we're hot now. Okay. I guess we're going to be hot. And the only problem is, it's going to be like that for like 4 or 5 days. And I don't know, I haven't checked the weather today, so maybe it'll be like that forever. Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with. Some weather. And yeah, that'll be good. It's a good change because it helps me sleep. Good. But the point of this is I'm making an addendum to the famously infamous $30, 250 pencils thing. I just want to put on the record, for me personally, future me and avatar me, it's very well known and documented that rich people always talk about the extravagances of the poor, and the overspending, and the how poor people misallocate finances. Like, oh, you're going to spend all your money on alcohol and drugs and stuff. If we give you just a smidge, if we give you like $10 more, it's all going to be spent on alcohol and stuff. And it's like, well, you're always bitching at the poor people about how they spend their money, and telling them, well, you gotta, first of all, how they spend their money, and you're like, and the second anyone questions how you spend your money, you're like, It's our money. We should be able to spend it how we want to. So, there's never any it's like, why am I being questioned on how I spend my money? Why do I need to give a second or first or zeroth thought about how I spend my money? I have millions and millions of dollars. Like, I have all the food and stuff and essential supplies. So everything else is extra. I can afford to blow all my money on this stuff. And it's like, yes, exactly. Exactly. So that argument is total bullshit. You can afford to blow all your money on this shit, and that's why you're doing it. So that argument right there is bullshit. And then the argument that Trump makes with the $30 and 250 pencils, it's like, well, you're not going to be able to afford this. You're going to have to trim down. We're going to have to trim down essential services things. It's like, why? They're called essential services. That means they're essential. Maybe we could ramp up essential income. You're always telling poor people, well, maybe you need to get a second job. That means you're telling poor people, increase your income, right? So why don't we tell the government, you need to increase your income instead of decreasing your spending? Maybe we need to tell the government, well, you need to get a second job. What's the second job? Well, you need to tax rich people more. All right, that's the second job. You need to get another bat and kneecap some of these rich people. Give me your money, bitch. Oh, you don't want to? Oh, yeah, I don't want to bust out somebody's kneecap, but I guess I'm gonna fucking have to. Yeah. It's a joke, but you get the point. Anyways, well, if you don't pass the fair share, maybe your kid might have an accident. I don't know. Maybe that. This typical old mob guy enforcer stuff. I don't know. Someone might, I don't know, fall down some stairs. You wouldn't want that. That would be very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. If a fire just happened to burn through your store. Fires are unpredictable things. Very unpredictable. You can never know when or where they happen. Who knows? And you wouldn't want your business to go under the ground. Like those mafia movies. With the fucking, oh God. It's just but no. Can't cut spending. Because politicians are like, they want their jobs. I don't know. But yeah. So rich people are just like, well, we gotta cut spending. Where do we cut spending? Spending on the poor people who don't know how to fucking budget their money. Poor people do know how to budget their money, by the way. By and large, most poor people do know how to budget their money. And I'll tell you, how I know they know how to budget their money, because most poor people know they don't want to be homeless, even if they've never been homeless, because I know I don't want to be homeless. I've known a couple people that have been homeless, and in Arkansas, the last guy who was my neighbor, he was homeless for a time, and he was also a drug addict for a time. And yeah, he was also in prison for a time too. And he said none of those things were good. I don't know that he ever said it outright, but I definitely got the impression he didn't want to repeat that shit. So, a doy. It's not because, that shit isn't because, oh, we just don't know how to budget money and just keep throwing the money away and stuff. No, I mean, obviously some of it is, but that's just, that's everybody. Well, I mean, there are plenty of cases of, rich families that have gone under because they have fucked over their finances. Bad investments or just horrible money management. It does happen with rich people, but it's much harder to do if you're very, very wealthy. I mean, you have to almost be unbelievably incompetent to go under if you're very, very, very rich. Because especially nowadays, you can just kind of sit on the money, Mr. Trump, and you'll be fine. But, yeah. All right. So, there you go. You gotta tax the rich and tax the rich and wealthy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. Weather hot, tax rich, and build stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really got any more solutions for stuff. Have happy thoughts. I mean, I'm very poor, and basically I'm happy. I'm contented for the most part. I would like to have a push and cushion, but or cushion, whatever you want to call it, but someone to talk to, share my thoughts and the lonely nights with. But other than that, hoarded wealth, not really on my radar personally. So I don't really understand the allure of what did Burr call it? Calls it an infinity pool when he talks about the mega rich. He says, "Oh, I just have so I can just get more and more money, so I can have a bigger infinity pool than the other guy, a bigger infinity pool than the other guy, a bigger infinity pool." I don't know if he made that up, if he made up the term infinity pool, but it's great. And saying a bigger infinity pool, that's excellent. Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg. That's another point I wanted to make. It's how can you be a middle class or poor conservative voter and just watch Trump's inauguration or whatever, watch him and be like, oh, there's Trump. There's Trump? Oh, wait. Musk, Zuckerberg, Bezos. Oh, so Musk, and right next to him, over $1 trillion. Yeah, that's the representation I was looking for. Me with $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in annual income or less, and zero in wealth and assets, and Trump and what he's got, and $1 trillion in wealth and assets. Yeah, those are the guys that are going to represent me. They're doing it. They're working for me, man. 24/7, 365. I can feel it. I can feel my representation in there. Yeah, they're doing it, man. They're doing it. I can feel myself becoming a millionaire right now. My power growing. Where the fuck do you get that idea from? Or, wow, these guys really hate the darkies too. I love it. No. What they hate is not losing the green. Or what they hate is losing the green. They want to hold on to the Martian manhunter. No, money. They want money. They want money and power. They want money because it's power, because power is control over you and your mind, because your mind is weak. And the best way to do that is divide everyone that isn't them. All the little masses of people, you gotta take out of that 8.9 billion people of the world, you gotta take the 8.89 billion and cut them in half, and cut them in half, then cut them, and then you're like, all right, we cut them into 1,700 pieces. Now let's make them fight each other. Job done. So, gentlemen, what shall we eat tonight? Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was, what shall we make extinct by eating tonight? Oh, shit. And like, I don't know. I just, I wonder if, among or amongst, whatever the proper word for that, the really, really, really rich, just say billionaire and above in assets, static or liquid, they are really like, yeah, I don't care if you're black, white, from this country, that country. I don't care if you're gay. It doesn't matter to me. What we care about is, are you doing your part to keep the poor's poor? If you're doing your part, then you're in the club. And then, then you're in the club. And by the way, Jefferson's, you were at 378. Now you're at 432. And everyone else in the room just laughs. And Jefferson's is like, I fucked your daughter. Everybody's like, the guy's like, I don't care. I still have more money than you. She's a slut. These guys don't care about shit. Really, it's a scoreboard for them. It's like life is a video game and money is like the points in Donkey Kong. Like, there's no like end boss or anything. No, it's just about score, like in Galaga. It just the levels just keep coming endlessly. All that matters is fucking score. Money, they're just numbers. You don't get to $1 trillion and then be like, okay, you are the king of the world forever and ever. You and anyone in your family, they just rule everyone. Money no longer matters. Boom. You won the game of humanity. Now it's done. Damn. Everyone else lost. No. It's just an ongoing joke that started, I don't know, whenever currency was born, but I always say 6,000 years. That started 6,000 years ago, and they just spread the joke all over. And it was like, let's see how long we can screw everyone for, fellas. And they were like, sounds good to us. As long as I don't have to do any fucking work and I get these fucking slaves to do everything. These slaves do everything. My guard whips the slaves. And my guard enjoys a pretty fucking good life. You know, not as good as me, but you know, he's got a sweet deal. I got a little sweeter deal. The slaves get shit. All the warriors get, you know, a good deal because whenever they go to war, as long as they survive the battle, whoosh. Boys, you get the loot. Well, you get a share of the loot. And any pussy that's wanting around, that's yours for the taking. And this is how it fucking started. 20% of the loot is yours if you survive the battle. And of course, the ruler knows the attrition rates for armies and stuff, and you know, gets passed down through the generations. And I mean, you just think it through your head, and it's like, all right, 5 generations. Even if a soldier gets to keep the loot, the king's taxing the shit out of everybody, so he's generating even more. King gets to throw around his weight. Working man gets fucked. The guy dies. After 3 generations. He managed to hold on to a decent amount of loot from the warrior line. But now the line's dead. So, oh well. Now it goes to the king, and I mean, this is how this kind of shit happens. Basically, it's the history of the guy at the top fucking everyone else. And now we have capitalism, the theory of capital and labor. Basically, owner and ownee, owner, non-owner. It's like owner and slave. And I think about this too. I love how white people in the South were like, they were told all sorts of things. There was the plantation owner and his family, and there were like artisan white people that like knew how to do certain trades and stuff. And then there may have been other kind of skills, another kind of layer beneath that had some other kind of skills. And there was, you know, also the aristocracy of the white people, that they weren't plantation owners, but they were like highly educated white people. You know, philosophy, sciences, blah, blah, blah. So plantation owners, highly educated, skilled trades people, people that made the wagons and the iron forgings and all that shit. And then there's the lowly, poor white worker that does all the everything, not just the enforcer on the plantation. It does all the whipping and stuff, but just everywhere else, if you're a white person and you own your own farm and you don't even have any slaves, you're working your own farm. You're poor and you're doing your own thing, and it's just like, well, guess what? At least you're not black. Or, at least you're not a Negro. It's the gentle form of the word. Colored. All these words that they decided upon that were better. African American is the latest one that I just love. You know why I like black? I like black because black and white are like smooth, and they feel like one syllable. Black, white. Now, Negro, there's a very hard delineation. So, Negro, it's like there's a stop there. Not with white, black. White, black, boom. They fly out of your mouth, and it's like, all right. So, I'm sticking with white and black. Asian, Asian. It would be nice if we could say Jap, but they're not all Japanese. So, and it's an ethnic slur, but Or if I had armor and I was wearing it, and there was a crack in it. Funny, I could say Jap, but not crack. I think it's because Japanese people aren't as sensitive, and they have a better sense of humor than other people in the world. I'm Korean, not Japanese. Really, are you? Because from the perspective of a white person, you all look very Chinese to me. Yeah. Did you know that I'm German? No? No, you didn't? Yeah, exactly. You know why you didn't? Because I'm not German. I'm European. Yeah. I can move the goalposts too, bitch. Anyways. Maybe we should just be like, I would say tan, but that's the problem with Asians is I'd be like, all right, there are kind of, broadly speaking, let's see, there's white people, black people, two kinds of brown people, and two kinds of Actually, there's three kinds of brown people. Sorry. So three kinds of brown people, and well, I guess maybe four kinds because of Australia. But Australia is the anomaly for everything. So we'll just say three kinds of brown people. And two kinds of Asian people. And the two kinds of Asian people I'm talking about is New World Native Americans, Western Hemisphere Native peoples, and then all of the Asians that are in that Old World section. So I'm just lumping them together, just like I'm lumping every white person together, even though Western Europeans and Eastern Europeans, if you look at them, you can pretty much tell the difference. If you look at a British, French, German, Spanish person, like a kind of a amalgam, and you look at like a Russian, Ukrainian, Czech kind of person, it's like there are differences. Even an Asian person can notice if they're looking at more of a glance. And if they just kind of look at it and be like, It's like I can probably tell the difference between Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Indonesian, all that stuff. I'm just, if I'm actually looking, but, you see them one at a time. So you're like, I don't really know. I can tell the difference between a Japanese and a Chinese, but not usually in exclusivity. When they're sitting right next to each other, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. I could probably 9 out of 10. But, the brown people, Indians, Middle Easterns, and Latinos. And then, like I said, Australia is the wild card with the Aborigines. Because Australia is just that thing, that landmass that was like, yeah, so, I'm gonna I'm gonna go over here, man, and just chill. And so shit fucking got weird in Australia. And then a bunch of people went over there and they were like, this seems like a chill place. And then they realized, oh, everything here wants to kill every fucking thing else. Oh, there's an ant. No, it's not an ant. It's a tank the size of an ant. And it's got guns. I don't know if there is one there, but it's like a metaphor for the Australian continent. Is what it is. From what I hear, the stories and everything, it's like, don't go in the outback because you'll be like, oh my God, that's a huge snake. And it's like, no, that's not dangerous. That is what? I don't see anything. I know you don't see anything. That's because you're not from the outback. I'm telling you, that's dangerous. I don't see anything. Just don't go over there. That snake won't do anything to you because it's over there. Go where the snake is. The snake can see what's dangerous. It's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Just don't fucking go over there. And you're like, okay. Trust the guide. Or you could do yourself one better and just not fucking go to Australia. Anyways, that was fun. That's another chapter of the no one's gonna see this, no one's gonna see this ever kind of thing. Oh, I haven't really gotten any sleep in the last, I don't even know. I mean, I have, but jeez, I can feel myself. All right. Captain Kirk, personal log, and star date 369, damn good time, 4:44, 44, 44. Oops.